I'll tell you what, folks, this YouTube, it's weird. It really, really is. It messes with your head sometimes, it really does. Luckily, I'm pretty strong, and I am pretty strong. But I want to talk about YouTube and some of the weirdness of it and the folk that come along, that pass through. Some of them be them subscribers, some of them definitely non-subscribers. I also want to link it to mental health, and before I go any further, I've got very, very little experience with mental health. And on a day that we find out exactly what happened to Ricky, to poor Ricky Hatton there, and Ricky Hatton will feature somewhere in the title, but I'm not piggybacking on the back of Ricky's demise at all. I just couldn't live with myself for doing that. It'll be mentioned somewhere, but it'll be low on the thumbnail. I'm looking at things and I'm thinking of things, and I'm thinking of my last 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm tying it all up, and I'm thinking it's a minefield, this mental health, men's health, YouTube, people in general. I know people think, what's YouTube got to do with mental health? But for those that know me and know the channel, you'll know for a couple of weeks I've had it pretty rough. This channel was close to being closed down only a few weeks ago. Luckily, I've got a reprieve and I'm still going. Hopefully that'll last. And weirdly, I was going to be closed down for something, really, for something. I can't say something I'd not done. I'd done what I was accused, well, to an extent what I was accused of. But all I was trying to do was protect folk that were vulnerable and maybe some that did have mental health. And in the end, I was the one that was getting closed down. So it's not been a great time for me. Now, I've come back. The channel's back up and running now, and we're grand. But a few things have happened in the last couple of days I'm going to tell you about, because I just find it so strange and so weird. And it really backs up, or they back up, things that people say regularly on YouTube. The people on YouTube that run channels, they say, oh, great channel, loads of people comment and great community and they like me, and I might get loads and loads of people that say good things. But there's always one comment, a bad one, and that stays with you and that upsets you and it bothers you and it gets to you. They're the ones that you focus on and you can't get them out of your nut. And I thought, yeah, I know what you mean. I get the odd one of them. I don't get many, but I get the odd one. And normally I just laugh at them because I make myself have skin of a rhino, because I thought there's no point worrying or bothering about nothing because you can't do anything about it. And I just think some of the people that are putting this drivel on there are just a bit Neanderthal. They're not the cleverest souls in the world, some of them. Some of them like to just disrupt and upset folk. Some of them are stupid and a bit pillocky. And some just don't use the noddle, because there's some that put things that actually like you and they know you. And they just react to a video without playing that video twice or without thinking about what they're writing. More about that later. And I just find it all very, very weird. And I think some just get off and having a go at you. For no reason other than just having a go at you. I tend to laugh at them, but I do still think about them as well. I mean, I'm pretty lucky. I've got pretty thick skin, and I'm pretty clever, and I'm pretty sensible. I think I am. I act stupid, but I'm pretty sensible. I'm pretty level-headed. Have I got mental health issues? No, I don't think so. Have I had them? Yeah, ever so slightly years ago, but I sort of look after myself, talk to myself in there, and then just get up, dust myself off and carry on. Now, I know many can't do that. I say I sort of self-medicate without the medication. But I can put myself right, and I'm lucky in that respect. Others can't. I mean, as I said, we heard today about Ricky and his sad demise, and I've said a couple of times on the channel, for those in the know, those that have heard, I've said on, I think, at least 2 occasions, I know what's happened to Ricky, but it's not for me to say. I knew within 3 or 4 days of what happened, it happened. But the person that found him obviously couldn't say. The family didn't want anybody to know because it had not made the press. There was no speculating, and I thought, well, I can't say it on my channel. It's not my place to, for all I knew what he'd done to himself. I just kept thinking, why did you not get hold of someone the night before, Ricky, and talk? But I know he's had issues for many a year, and I know he's talked to folk for many years, advocated talking. But in this instance, that one night he might have just been that low. He's just gone that extra mile, which is really, really sad. It's really, really sad. And it just goes to show, you know, you can have most everything, but if you've not got your health, be it health with natural health or mental health, you've got problems. You know, it's great to have dosh. It must be great to have absolutely loads of dosh. But it's no, what's the word? No, it doesn't make up for your health. It's not what mental health is. It's no substitute, that's what I'm trying to say. Ricky had bundles, but he's sadly not with us. But anyway, for those, as I said, that watch the channel, they'll know that I was nearly gone, and now I'm not, and hopefully things are looking rosy now. I've had bundles on my mind the last couple of weeks with the channel being up and down, and I got depressed. Let's say, not depression. I got down, not depressed, down, a bit down. It was galling me. I was thinking, how on earth can I be going under? I've put 2.5 years in. I've got a family who I'm close to. I've got a wife. I've got kids. I've got grandkids. I've got a daytime job. I give this YouTube hours and hours and hours of a day, and I don't know how I find them. Often, in some respects, comes before the family, which is wrong, I know, but it has done. And I'm thinking, I'm wobbling here. I'm nearly gone, and I'm thinking, I've given this 2.5 years. I've given this 2.5 years. I'd released about 4,000 or 5,000 videos, unheard of in only 2.5 years. Much of it probably drivel, many of them only a minute or two long. But I'd done it all the same. I put lots of time into it and research into it, and I'm thinking, I could be gone. And it got to me. And I've come back, and I've got to say, I've not given it as much time as I normally would. That, in part, is because sort of what's gone on, and sort of I'm thinking I need to find a better work-life balance, because I class this as work for all. I love it, and I do love it, and I love everyone that watches. I love the community. Not many of you will see these folks, but the ones that do, thank you very much. But I decided now not to force videos. If I can't find anything to talk about, and there's only a little bit to talk about, I'll add it onto tomorrow's video and talk about a bit more. And I'll do it that way. So I'm putting out less, but also I'm finding less to record, as it turns out. I'm still going through all the same channels looking for stuff to do. But because of that, and because of the 2-week break, I'm coming back to it more in a more genteel way. And also, I'm not happy with the surroundings. They've been like this for a while. In about 4 or 5 weeks' time, hopefully I've got some new surroundings and look a little bit more professional, a bit of a better backdrop and all of that. But I'm not in a position to do that yet. And then from there, I've got ideas to try to grow the channel somewhat, because in the last couple of weeks, since I've had the problems with YouTube and these persons that have tried to get me off here, I've lost subscribers. It's not a bundle, it's only 20, but it's going down rather than up. And because I've been off for a couple of weeks and I've had the strikes against my name, YouTube is sort of penalising me. They're not pushing any videos at all. And because I'm putting less out there, they penalise you for that. And consequently, the videos aren't getting watched. And when they're not getting watched, you're not getting new eyes. New eyes means no new subscribers. No new subscribers means no traction. I've got a few people that I follow and that I know that are going to come on the channel in the coming months for 15, 20 minutes and have a chat with us to try and bring some new folk in, some new outsiders. And I've got a few folk I'm going to approach to ask the same. They might say no, I don't know. But I've got some ideas to grow it. And when it grows, hopefully, we'll move forward. But through all of that, you get issues still on a daily basis and you think, where's this come from? Where's that come from? And it's weird, it is. And it doesn't play with the mental health, it doesn't, because I genuinely haven't got it, don't feel I've got it. But sometimes you're just paddling your own canoe, sailing your own ship or whatever it may be, yacht, whatever it may be, think you're doing okay, and people throw curveballs at you and you think, where's that come from? As I say, many of them are pillocks, many of them are. Some might have mental health issues themselves. Some of them may just not be thinking straight. You know, I might have caught them at the wrong time, or they might have had a drink or whatever. I don't know. But a few things have happened in the last few days. And you're thinking, what's all that about? You know what I mean? Like, I put videos out on a daily basis. And every single video I put out virtually, I'll get 1 or 2 unlikes. Everyone else does the thumbs up. I'll get 1. Normally 1 person, sometimes 2, that don't like it. I mean, I did one the other day. Something to do with how sad it was about Ricky Hatton and going back to Paul Hunter, the snooker player who sadly died 20-odd years ago. Somebody didn't like that, and I'm thinking, how can you knock a video when you're saying what a shame about these 2 people? And you're doing videos and you're thinking, did a video the other day. In fact, more about that one in a moment. So I think that's the root of the first problem, and I don't get it at all. But I did a video the other day about a young girl that had been abused by her family. And someone's had a pop at that, and you're thinking, I could understand it if I'm saying, oh, well done the abusers, you keep doing what you want to do to that young girl. But all I'm doing is speaking up for that young girl and saying how awful it is what the family's done to her. and people having a pop at it, and you're thinking, what's all that about? Really weird. Let me give you a reason this started today. I thought I'll go with that one last, but this came through today. Dead weird, this. Dead weird. As I say, it's not bothered me for all I'm thinking about it. You'd think, well, if you're talking about it, Grumps, it must be about... It's not. But I think it's weird. This person messages today. I'd done a video on Paul Gascoigne about Gaza. And I was saying... I seen him the other day on the telly, and 1 minute I'm rejoicing because I'm watching what he's done, he's brilliant. 1 minute I'm nearly in tears because I felt really bad for him and whatever else. He was on GMB and he opened his soul, and it was a shame for him. Somebody's put, this person's put, I won't tell you the name, I don't know who they are. Crap video. We can watch it from the horse's mouth. Meaning they don't need me to say about it, they could have watched it. Well, that's fine. I've put, many thanks, and that is very true. Mind you, for all Gaza isn't look... Oh, that, yeah, I thought it was funny. I don't think they like this. I think it went over their head. They said, crap video, we can watch it from the horse's mouth. I put, many thanks, and that is very true. Mind you, for all Gaza isn't looking at his very best at the moment, I won't liken him to a horse. I don't think they like that, but I don't know if they understood that. They messaged me back. BGOG999, you're a bell end. What's a bell end? The end of a bell. Is it the thing within the bell? I don't know anyway. I messaged back, many thanks, and you're a very pleasant person. Which isn't like me, that's me having a little dig, but I signed it with a kiss because I think it's so odd come from a woman, this, because I've looked where they come from. They've got their own website, this person. They've got about 4,000 subscribers. I think they're about 24 years of age. I think they started it when they were 11. They've been going for about 11, 12, 13. In fact, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who they are. You can look in the comment section if you want to find out who they are. Not the cleverest soul in the world, there's no doubt about that. 4,790 subscribers, 120 videos. Started when they were 11 years old, loves the gymnastics. The favourite colour is pink. Started in 2012, so what, with 13 and 11, 24 years of age. Why are they watching my videos? Bit weird. Anyway, I'm a bell end. Many thanks, and you're a very pleasant person. And I think it's a girl's thing, so I put a kiss on the end. But that was just to wind them up. That's an X, I think, by the way, a kiss, I think. They've messaged me back. Block me. Don't want to see your uncreative dribble. So I messaged back. I don't normally get into tennis like this, but if they message again, I'm not going to message them. They'll be over the moon. They've got a bit of airtime on here. Drivel, not dribble. That's what I put. Drivel, not dribble. Mind you, I am old, so possibly dribble is spot on. And then I put, no, I don't block folk, no matter how rude or stupid they are. That was a bit mean by me. And then I did in capitals all the way through the next bit. I would suggest you just stop watching my videos. And that's the end of that. That's that. On the 14th, let me tell you what I did on the 14th. It's only a day or two ago, because this next one baffles me even more than that. I think to myself, what's going on in the world? People know me, this person knows me. I like this person a lot, this person like me a lot. This person's been really supportive of the channel. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's weird. Thursday the 14th. I did thoughts on showbiz. It was really, the main part of it was about Tony Hadley and Tony Christie getting together. Then I did something on parents smacking children. Then I did something on Boy George and Moloko falling out with each other. And I did something on the young Muslim girl who suffered sickening abuse from her family. That's the video. That's the one, I think. I think that's the one in question. Now, this young girl, very young, is now in care. She's been abused. I'm not going to say all the words because it'll get taken down by YouTube. By her granddad, a father, two brothers, and then ultimately by mother. The first four, the males in the family, it's been sexual abuse. And the mother is just a horrible, horrible person and a tyrant. When she complained to her mother about what they'd all been doing to her, the mother beat her up, threw her in a cupboard for a day at a time. Once it was 2 days, tied up and with the blindfold on. The old fella, her dad, used to love putting cigarettes out on her. I don't get that at all. And the mother said to her, "You've let me down by being born a girl. I never wanted a girl. You've ruined my life by being born a girl, so I'm going to ruin yours." So when the father put the old cigarettes out on her, the mother had poured salt in them to make them worse. Top family, you might say. Top family. Now, when I see stuff like this in the paper, because many of you don't look at the same paper as I do and everything else, I feel it needs to be aired. I feel we need to talk about all these things with all people. The fact that she's a young girl of colour in the family, that's nothing to do with nothing. Doesn't matter what, sex, age, race, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If it's white folk doing it, if it's English folk doing it, it's all horrendous, it's all bad. Anyway, based on that, these are some messages I got. I've been messaging a person now for 2 or 3 months. This person messages with regularity. And I like the person a lot. A real lot. But they send that many messages and that many texts and that many videos, I often can't follow them. One follows another. I think I can't work out what the thread is. They send voice notes because I like voice notes myself and send them myself. Some parts I can work out the voice notes, some parts I can't. But some parts are 20 and 30 minutes long, and I think I've not got the time. With all that I do, I listen to bits of them and think, what's the video about? And I don't if the person thinks I listen to them all. I'm up till 1 or 2 every morning anyway, but I can't listen to them all. And to be honest with you, I mean, this person says now they've left. I'm not happy for the person leaving, because I'm not happy losing subscribers. I like this person a lot, a hell of a lot. Nice guy, nice guy. Think he probably got some issues. He told himself he has, but nice guy. But I mean, I think the amount of messages I got one day was, I think I had 47 unread messages over one day. 47. Now, often the message will ping at 12, 1 and 2 in the morning, because this person stays up late like I do. The wife, her indoors, fell out me a couple of times, because this is the works phone they come on and not my own private one, and I'm never sure which one to take upstairs to wake myself up in the morning. Well, when they're pinging at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, it's waking her indoors up as well. Now, she can sleep through almost anything, but when he starts pinging and it's waking her up, she's playing holy hell. I said, look, this fella, I like him. He needs a sounding board. He needs me help. I like the fella. If he wants a message, he's one of the crew. I'll take his messages. Don't worry about that. And I always have done. But this was the other day. I put that video about the young girl. Now, I can't understand for the life of me what I've said wrong there. I mean, if you get a chance, watch the video, folks. It came out on the 14th. This is what this person put, because I just think, where's it all coming from? It's weird. Firstly, I've got a video from Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams. Love it. Great film. Great actors. Then I've got Robin Williams and Matt Damon, where he's telling Matt Damon, you've nothing to worry about. You used to be beat up when you were a kid. It's not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. Then these are the messages. I'm not saying her name, so I'm not thinking. You, Dave, have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, David, I'm unsubscribing from your sites. Next message, with immediate effect. Next message, and that includes WhatsApp. So I think, oh, that's it. But what have I done wrong? What am I talking about? What's she unsubscribing for? Then I'm thinking what I've put out that day. And I thought, it can only be that video. I don't know about SEXUAL abuse, because I've never abused anybody. And luckily for me, never been abused myself. But I think everything the abusers have done is wrong. And I don't think it's wrong to talk about it. Plus, where I was born, I was told we had a freedom of speech. We could say what we wanted to say. And I believe in that. I believe we should all be able to say what we want to say. We're born in the free world, are we? And I say what I want to say. This is what this channel's all about. And that's why that comment section's open for all of you folks, because you can say what you want to say. And as I say, you don't get blocked or thrown off. Whether it's good, bad or indifferent, you say it. So he put all that. So I think, well, that's it. But I don't know what I've done. And I'm not going to beg him to stay with me or whatever else. I thought, well, let him if that's how he feels. But I'm thinking, I've said nothing wrong. He knows me really well. We've spoke many times. We must have spoke 10 times on the phone. We've messaged each other back and two for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I'm thinking, well, he knows what I'm like as a person. Why would he fall out with me with something? He's obviously got the wrong end of the stick. If he had any sense, and I'm sure he has, he'd just listen to the video again and then think, wait a minute, Crumpsy's saying nothing wrong. So after saying all of that, they came at 2209, 2209 again, and then 2221. That includes WhatsApp. 2243. Ed Joppers Anonymous. It's Good News Week. It's Good News Week. I guess that's what it is. I never played it. Then after that, because we talked earlier in the day about The Who, and I said what my one regret in music is, or my biggest regret, I never saw Keith Moon play live with The Who. Saw The Who a few times with Kenny Jones and others. Never seen him with Keith Moon. I'm gutted. He sent me a clip of Keith Moon's final interview, and I'm thinking, well, you've unsubscribed from my sites with immediate effect, and that includes WhatsApp. Then you're sending me 2 videos. Then after that, he sends me a video, half an hour long, about how they dug out the Victoria line in that there London. You know, for Tube. That was at 4 minutes past 11. 9 minutes past 11. Have you, Dave, ever worked in a tunnel team? It's okay to say no. What's all that about? What's the tunnel team got to do with anything? 23:29, 20 minutes later. Dave, do you understand what abandonment is? It's survival. Please, Dave, your choice. Don't speak about a single Pacific, he meant specific there, not Pacific, subject unless you personally know. So unless we know about subjects in detail, we're not allowed to talk about them. Well, how can anybody know about anything? And how can anybody form an opinion? And how can you learn about any subject without talking about it? Because if I talk about it to you folk, and you say I'm right or wrong about this or whatever else it may be, that's the only way I'll learn. And all I'm doing anyway is giving an opinion, and if it's wrong, somebody will tell me. And if it's not, then not. But as I said, what I want to do, when I see stories that interest me or concern me about anything, about any subject, I want to air them. That's what my channel's for, to talk to people about things that I'm happy with or unhappy with. And I always try to talk up for the downtrodden and the ones that are being put upon, and I want to bring that on this channel. Because I hope as we get bigger and stronger, we have more of an army, we can all do it together. So that one came at 23:29. At 23:34, have you considered the victims, that's how I knew it was this, the victims of child neglect and abuse, including sexual assault and abuse? No. I'm not saying no. They had a question mark, then they put no. Well, of course I've considered it. That's why I put the video out. At 23:46, I'm unsubscribing Dave, including on WhatsApp. At 23:56, have you ever worked in a tunnel before, Dave? The light at the end of the tunnel. The I'm unsubscribing Dave, including on WhatsApp, at 23:46, made me look back to 22:09 when it said, you, Dave, have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, David, I'm unsubscribing from your sites. David, it's only my mum calls me out and I've done something wrong, and I've not done it wrong, folks. I've done nothing wrong. 22:09 with immediate effect. 22:21, and that includes WhatsApp. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? I've been up to here with my channel going under and whatever else, and now all this, and I'm thinking, what's going on? And I don't mind anyone unsubscribing. I don't mind if I say anything or do anything wrong. Somebody telling me. I might not agree with you, but tell me I've not got a problem. That's why the comment section's there. But don't anybody judge me as being a baddie, unless you can prove I'm a baddie. Don't anybody judge me about my heart not being in the right place unless you can prove it. I say a lot of things that upset a lot of people, but I mean them and I believe in them. And I think even for folk that wouldn't agree with me, I think normally, seriously, this sounds bad, this sounds... I think you'd normally be in the wrong. The Trans Brigade will disagree with a lot that I say. But I think the bulk of us will agree with it. These folk that are having young kiddies, and they're trying to get young boys in dresses and young girls in pants and whatever else, at 3 and 4, they'll think I'm wrong to say that they shouldn't be doing it. But I am of that brigade that says, let kiddies be kiddies. Let kiddies decide what they want to be further down the line, not let the mums and dads decide for them now. Did something the other day with Moloko and Boy George about puberty blockers. Moloko said they shouldn't be given to anybody. Let the kids grow up and decide what they're going to be. I agree with her fully. I'm on your side, Moloko. I'm also with JK and Noel Sharon Davis. Blokes who identify as women shouldn't be playing sports against women, not contact sports anyway. And they shouldn't be going in changing rooms. Again, a lot will disagree with me. But that's my thoughts, and I think I'm right. And I think most that watch this channel will think that as well. But the comment section's open for those that do or don't. But who would ever pop at me for just mentioning what's happened in a family down south when this young girl has been abused? Don't we deserve to know about that? I want to know it's happening. I don't want it happening at all. But if we don't know, We can't collectively get together to put an end to it. Because if we know these things go on and we live next door to somebody that might be doing this to the kiddie, it might make us more aware and look out for telltale signs. If we don't know what's going on, we can't do that. Did a story yesterday on the lady on this morning that just wrote a book. Trying to get it so fathers that are bad, abusive fathers that have abused the wives and the children find it harder to get, when the parents split, find it harder to get time with the kiddies. If one partner is adamant that other partner is a danger to them kiddies, then she wants the courts to go further and further and further before they allow that parent time with the kiddies. And yet it's been proved time and time again in the 10 years since my ex-husband killed himself and my 2 kiddies in a house fire, time and time again that the courts have been too easy and too lenient on many, many fathers who've let them get back with the children and they've ultimately killed the children. I praised her yesterday and said that's a great thing that she's doing, and it is. And because of that now, if I have somebody who moves in next door to me and whatever else, and I'm worried for any kiddies and whatever else, I'm worried with the person to pick up a phone to the police. I might be proved wrong, but I'd rather be proved wrong and even my neighbours falling out with me and be proved wrong than think I'm right, find out 2 years down the line I am right and I could have done something about it. Isn't that the way to be? Would this person say to me, you don't know anything about abusive fathers or somebody killing kiddies in a fire? Don't talk about it. We've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about everything. Oh, we don't know. This has gone on for far too long. Not many will see it. It's a shame because it should be seen, really. I could try to get most of it by put Ricky Hatton all over his picture. I won't. The thumbnail's the bit with the picture, whatever the picture will be. At the bottom it will mention Ricky, but that's all. We're not trading on Ricky Hatton today. We're really, really not. If it was that kind of channel, I'd have told you a week or 2 weeks ago that he hung himself. As I say, I knew it, and I'm nothing special, but I knew people who told it me. But it wasn't my place to tell yourself, so I didn't do. Anyway, I love you and leave you. I'll get on. I know it's a bit serious, a bit deep, but sometimes things are worth airing, aren't they? Well, I think they are anyway.